Very good morning, students. Today we are going to see a brief lecture for the next 1 hour in the topic of self-development. So we are going to grab some knowledge in this session, and what we are going to convey in this session is termed as intended learning outcome. So today our intended learning outcome, that means ILOs are, first we have to know about the definition of self-development, then the needs, objectives and the various principles involved in the area of self-development, and what are the various stages that included in the self-development, and also the various models. Example, we are going to see about a Johari window model for the self-development. These are the 4 outcomes we are going to attain at the end of this session. So in human resource management, the self-development is considered to be a very specific and important area. The self-development is purely focused on an individual, the individual development, the individual growth, the development of the company that depends upon the individual, that is termed as self-development. Here we are going to see the definition for the self-development. Self-development is defined as individual improving their knowledge, skill and abilities through their own self-directed effort. This is the main key point for the self-development. Improve their knowledge, skill and abilities through their own self-directed effort. That means self-directed effort. They have to self-direct themselves to improve their own attributes, is called as self-development. This is the definition given by a Stewart. Okay, he is a management philosopher. So what are the various needs of the self-development? Today, next we are going to see about the needs of the self-development. The need should be overcome changing environment for the day-to-day life. After the pandemic, the global grid changes rapidly. So many new streams are included in every area. For the changing environment, we need a self-development. In terms of, we need creativity, we need flexibility, and we need an updatable approach. That means we have to develop ourselves in various streams, emotionally and also professionally. We need to develop ourselves. Then the main need is to maintain the work effectiveness under the various pressure. In a common environment, we are facing so much of pressures. Individual pressure, working pressure and family environmental pressure and personal health pressure. Upon the every types of pressure, we have to maintain the self-development. That should be the need of self-development. Then for the new market crisis after the 2000s and modified structure. Nowadays the business structure is getting modified, the organizational structure is getting modified. The people who are going to learn is varies. In the older days, the younger people are getting learning through the media or some other structure. But nowadays, everyone, even the elder 40 plus or 45 plus, the people are studying more number of lectures, videos, and everything through the media, through the workshops, through the seminars. So, for this modified environment, for this new market, for this uncertainty environment, we need a self-development, because the self-development directly relates the individual learning in the environment. Then we are going to see about the objectives. What are the objectives of the self-development? The first one is to develop into a perfect, peace-loving human being. We are from the management profession, we are working together and we are working among the people. We have to maintain good empathy and good relationship with the human people, because we have to attain, we have to extract the output among them. So for that, we have to be a perfect, peace-loving human being. Every individual have to develop as a perfect, peace-loving human being. Then to cultivate the skill to workers, we need to impart the skill to the workers in the way of sense of collaboration. We have to maintain the good empathy and we have to attain the effectiveness. in the working environment as an individual, in a family as an individual, in the society as an individual. Then we are going to develop the skill of learning. In this view, we are not only focused on the environment, we have to focus on the organization which we are working, and also for the family, and also for the people we want the development. Then there is continuous learning and execution. We have to cultivate the people regarding the continuous learning. They have to learn to attain certain outcomes. For the continuous changing environment, we need some updation year by year or seasonally. For the seasonal updation, we need them to have continuous learning ability. Then to develop greater awareness, alertness and attentiveness. To attain the effectiveness, we need to develop greater awareness among ourselves. We need to develop the greater awareness among ourselves, alertness regarding the upcoming and changing environment, and attentiveness and day-to-day attentiveness we need. To develop good habit which saves money, time, energy and emotions. We need to have a good habit which benefits the environment, which benefits the society, which creates the revenue generation, with minimized time, with minimum energy conservation, with the minimal emotions of the environment. So we need to have good habits in these things. Then we are going to see about the principles. What are the principles we need to have at self-development? That is, people should have responsibility towards their own learning. The people have to take responsibility for their own learning. In every aspect, in the individual aspects, or for the organizational aspects, for the family aspects, they have a mindset, or they have an attitude about the self-learning. They tend to learn effectively to gain more competency. To survive in the environment, we need more competency. That the competency we have to develop ourselves. For that, we need the self-learning. To tend to know about self-insight, they have to know more about themselves. They have to know about what they know, what they don't know, what they know to upgrade, what they are able to control, what their natural behavior, how they are going to maintain their punctuality and discipline in the society, in the family, and also for the development of an organization. And then we have a greater opportunity than we will. For as a human being, we have a limited number of opportunities in the society. But naturally, we have a broader opportunity. If we impart the self-development in every area of our individual activities, we attain a greater opportunity over time. Then the people believe that they are having very limited opportunities. So these are the principles of the self-development. Then we are going to see about the stages of the self-development. In that, personal audit comes the first, then setting the self-development objective, then identify needs, and finally constructive development plans. What is the meaning for personal audit? In the term personal audit, we have to know about ourselves. What are our positive? What are our negatives? In which area we are strong? In which area we are in deficiency? In which area we are good? In which area we need to develop? For example, if you are going to for a self-development area in the financial area, we have to know our total number of income, and we have to know the savings options, and we have to know where to get the loan, and is that we are going to be able to handle that in the proper way. Then likewise we have to do the personal audit. Then setting a self-development goal. You have to set a short-term and long-term self-development goal. That means you have a minimum of 3-year plan, and you have a maximum of 5 years plan, and intermediately you have some reference check. In that reference check help you to whether you are going in the right directional way, or we are going to meet the goal in the specified time. You have to like this, you have to set the self-development objectives. Then identify the development aims. What is the meaning for identify the development aim? For stepping a milestone after 1 year or after the 2 year, we have a development plan which helps you to attain the short-term and long-term goal or the reference area where we attain it. Constructing development plan. After setting a development plan, we have to construct a development plan. For that, the constructive development plan helps you to attain these three. For identifying the development. Consider development. After considering the development, it is easy for you to attain the specified goal in the specified time. Then it comes into the circular manner. This is called the stages of the self-development. Then we are going to see a very important area called model of self-development. For everything we have a model, we have a reference, we have a set of masterpiece for attaining the self-development model. For like a self-development, topic, we are having a popularly systematic approach called the Johari window. In the Johari window, it purely relates to what we know and what we didn't know. It's related to not only the emotional ability, it also relates to the societal ability and the societal attributes and how we are going to behave with others. It comprises of the 4 spots: open spot, blind spot, hidden spot and unknown spot. In the open spot, this area indicates that the information that you know the information known to others. Regarding you, the information known to others. Regarding this, the information known to yourself. So this box indicates the information known to yourself and the information known to others. The second one comes as a blind spot, that is, others knows your abilities, others knows your potential, others knows your attributes, but for themselves, they are not knowing their abilities, not knowing their emotional intelligence, not knowing their personal character, not knowing their potential. This comes under the blind spot for an individual. For the final one, it is hidden spot. In the hidden spot, information is known to oneself, but that information is hidden to others. That information is not known to the environment of the people around you, but that is you are very aware regarding that information. That information regarding to the individual is considered to be hidden information. Okay, in the final is an unknown content, unknown work in which the information not known to self, that information or that the behavior or that the skill that is not identified to an individual by them own, and that is not identified or that is not shown to the other for their development or on the individual. So these are the main contents regarding the self-development. Do you need any clarifications? Fine. So these are the content for today's from the today observation. The intended learning outcomes of self-developments are the definition of self-development and the need, objectives and principles of self-development, the various stages involved in the self-development, and the Johari window model that plays a major role for the self-development in personal life. Okay. Thank you.